it's time to spool up my new reel. I've been meaning to get me a new reel for my power fishing, and I got myself a Shimano Bantam A. And this thing is, oh gosh. And of course, I've got the rod to pair with it. This is my Mega Bass Destroyer FMJ, designed for more bottom contact, and it has a more moderate bend, so I'll probably use this rod for spinnerbaits, swim baits, and chatterbaits. I mean, it's just a match made in heaven. And of course, we got to choose the right line. I could go as a Seaguar Smackdown, but I'm actually thinking R18 14-pound test. So I'm sure a lot of you would probably go with braid on this, and braid to leader is a great option. I was a braid to leader guy for a very long time, but the main difference in why I choose a fluorocarbon like the R18 over Seaguar Smackdown is actually because of how I'm going to be fishing with this rod. While braid has the most sensitivity out of all lines, that's only when the braid is under tension. Like if you're fishing something like a chatterbait or a spinnerbait where you have constant tension in your line. If you're fishing on any kind of slack with that braid is just a noodle. Fluorocarbon will actually have that vibration travel through the line much better on slack line than it will on braid. But that doesn't mean braid doesn't have its place, especially if you're good at reading your line, right? So when I fish braid to leader, I usually use a bright colored braid, something pink or high vis green, so that if a bass hits my line, I can see my line jump, or I can watch my line moving in the water. But also, like I mentioned last time, this fluorocarbon, the R18 from Seaguar, is a fluorocarbon that's very near and dear to my heart. It was one of the first fishing lines I fished when I started fishing in Korea. And the R18 is amazing. Even for a 14-pound test line, it is really soft. It feels like a mono, which is great for casting distance. But also, the R18, they build that was like a double layer system. So there's an inner part of the line and an outer part of the line that gives you that flexibility, but also gives you a really strong line. I've never had the R18 fail me either in Korea or here in the States. But also, if you didn't know, Seaguar actually invented fluorocarbon line. So why not go to the guys that made it? And of course, I had to throw a spinnerbait on there because that's what I'm going to be fishing first with this combo. Look at the full setup. It is clean. And again, thanks to Seaguar for sending me all this line to get me ready for the year. Of course, the Smackdown is well known here in the US. However, I'm super excited that the R18 is showing up more here in the States. Really, if you're looking for a great fluorocarbon to try this year, try out the R18. Like, I love this line, not just because I've fished it for so long, but because, like I said, I've never had it fail in Korea or here in the US on me. This is some serious fluorocarbon. So what are you waiting for? Get out there.